Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is March 7th, 2021. Pray everybody's doing well today. And I want to share with you a few pieces of information about March 9th. We have been watching leading up to March 5th, March 6th, and March 7th. We are here now, and we're in this amazing window of time. And I shared a message yesterday called Watching Like There's No Tomorrow, and I began sharing with you a few details about March 9th and also leading up to what will be the triumphal entry date of March 22nd and March 23rd. But I want to share with you a few more details about March 9th. There are a number of interesting pieces of information that we need to keep in mind here. The first piece of information that we need to keep in mind is that one Enoch year from March 11th, 2020, the day the global pandemic began, one Enoch year brings us to March 9th, 2021, 364 days. Okay? Inclusive. 365 days would be March 10th, and 366 days would be March 11th. So March 9th is one Enoch year. 364 days on the Enoch calendar. Now, if we go to the New Testament, there are two significant mentions of Enoch in the New Testament. Hebrews 11:5 reminds us that Enoch was translated, that he should not see death, and was not found because God has translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. So Enoch is a connection to the rapture, the first person raptured. And so we may need to consider this and remember Enoch, and somehow there is an Enoch connection to the rapture. It goes on in Jude 1:14, and it says, Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these things, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. If we go to that passage in Jude chapter 1, we'll see that it goes on and says, Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these things, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Okay. So we are brought to two different understandings with the life of Enoch. The first is rapture, because he was translated. And the second is the judgment that is going to be coming. So it's very interesting detail here that this is one Enoch year from the beginning of the global pandemic last year. The next piece of information that we need to consider, and we know that this was a warning for the world. There was so much information that was brought forth. The warning was so strong about the blood moon tetrad that began on Passover, April 15th, 2014. Now, from the first blood moon on Passover, April 15th, 2014, in this tetrad of blood moons, March 9th is 7 biblical years. Let's see here. Just want to confirm this for everybody. Okay. 360 times 7 is 2,520 days. So this is 7 biblical years from the first blood moon, April 15, 2014, adding 7 biblical years brings us to March 9th, 2021. Okay, that's two things that we can consider. Now, here's another important detail I think that can give us some more perspective on this possibility. John chapter 2 and the wedding of Cana. The third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee. The mother of Jesus was there. Both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto him, They have no wine. Jesus said unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother said unto his servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, in the manner of purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus said unto them, Fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, Draw out now and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. And when the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. After this he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brethren and his disciples, and they continued there not many days. And the Jews' Passover was at hand. Okay. The Jews' Passover was at hand. So what I want to bring to everybody's attention here, the wedding was on the third day. Okay. The wedding was on the third day. So we have been watching March 6th. Huge watch day. Okay. The wedding was on the third day. Now March 9th lines up in a lot of ways with the original blood moons 7 years to the day. Very significant. Third day from March 6th. The other thing that we need to see in this passage is that the Jews' Passover was at hand, which means it was not yet Passover. Passover was about to begin. Okay? So, as we're looking at March 6th as a key day, could be the end day, then we have the third day, wedding. Could be pointing to March 9th. And this is just before Passover. Now we know that Nisan 1 on the Hebrew calendar is March 13th. Nisan 10 on the Hebrew calendar is March 23rd. And Passover is March 27th. So right now, the Passover is at hand. The Passover is just about to begin. We're in the last month. We're in the 12th month on the Hebrew calendar. The Passover was at hand. So the wedding took place before Passover. The wedding was not on Passover. The wedding took place before Passover. It also took place on the third day. Okay. So this is a key piece of information that could be pointing us to March 9th. All right. The wedding in Cana. Jesus' first miracle. Next piece of information I want to share with you is that March 9th is the 68th day of the year. Okay? And 68 is an interesting number because Strong's 68 is the number for field in the Greek. Field. And if we go down and look at Matthew 24:40, where this is used, 2 shall be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left. Okay? So even though we have very important markers that could be pointing us to the timing of the spring equinox and the triumphal entry date of March 23rd and Passover on March 27th and 28th, I would not be doing my complete duty if I did not share with you this key information about the possibility of March 9th being a 7-year warning to the day from the first blood moon, together with this other information that I'm sharing as secondary confirmations or secondary pieces of information that go together. The reasonings why March 9th could be the day to watch. Okay? So this is what I wanted to share with you. We are continually watching each and every day, and I will be watching more if there's more information about March 9th, 10th, 11th through this time frame. If there is more, then I will share with you. But if we go past this time frame, there is so much information about the spring equinox and the triumphal entry date of March 23rd. So until next time, I pray you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.